best time to work bees is when it's beautiful and sunny out. I hate to personify them, but at the same time, they're much nicer and friendlier when it's sunny and beautiful, just like people. You walk in with a certain way about you. You know, the bees can sense it. And,
just like any other animal, right?
yeah, and, you know, they don't want to sting you, because if they do, their butt falls out of them and they die. You know, so, yeah, it's not good for them either. When you go into a bee yard, everything else needs to go out of your head, and your only focus is those bees. So this is a typical frame where you see, sorry, my hands are shaking, where you see brood in the center, meaning the bee babies, and then on the outside you'll see, like usually a column or a stripe of pollen, and then you'll see the nectar. The nectar, then they turn into honey. The hives, it's a female-dominated community. And so the worker bees are all female. The drones are in there because, of course, you know, it's good to have men in your life. And including in the hive, they actually keep the drones in there for morale, but also for their sperms. And with bees, you never want to do a jerky motion. And now they're taking in the smoke. They're going, huh, holy cow, forest fire. Right here, they're eggs. See there how there's like a white piece of rice in those columns, in those little cells? Mm-hmm. Okay, so those are the eggs. And then they go into, see that white junk that's on the bottom of this one and a few of the others? Mm-hmm. Okay, so those are the larvae. And then the older ones are the pupa, and they're capped over here. And what I'm going to show you is these. So these are all worker bees, right here. They're the ones that sting. The drones, they don't sting.
And these are female?
Yes, that's a female. People are very happy to have bees in their neighborhood because even their backyard gardens, all of a sudden they'll have wonderful yields. I don't use any pesticides in my bees at all. If a hive is sick, it shouldn't be in the population anymore. You know, when I first started keeping bees, they were like pets to me. It was like having another dog. But you soon realize that they're livestock and you need to think of the population as a whole. So if a population is sick, it needs to go. But look how calm they are. I mean, how can you be stressed when you're...
Happy bees.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got, you know, lots of things to graze on. You can see that the crab apples and stuff are already blooming. The pears are blooming. Dandelions are out. So there's lots of stuff for the bees to start gathering on right now. The workers taking care of the queen.
That's what.
Remember, the queen does not feed herself. She has to be cared for. So basically, you're shaking the popcorn out of the box. You throw it down there. Yep. Now you got the bees in there. We still got to put a few frames in. So we'll do that. So basically, these are all ready to leave alone for a week, and then we come back and we see if the queen's been released. About 6 times a day. When I make a mistake, like right now I have a couple stings in my fingertips because I squeezed a bee. Not here, but the earlier class this morning. So about the average of 6 times a day going through 40 colonies. So
that's pretty good.
Considering that that's somewhere around, let me see, 2 million bees, that's not bad.
I grew up on a farm, still live on a farm. I always looked at the insects and found them interesting, and it's just something I've always wanted to get into.
I'm more interested in the bees than the honey. I'm not doing this for honey, I'm doing it for bees. I think the country could use more bees. I think hobbyists make a contribution. Mm-hmm. Might be kind of small, but I think genetically we make a large contribution. Mm-hmm.